100%. Yeah, I get folks that don't even know that they can pull out a loan. They can do a second position against their investment property. I get individuals that don't even know what a DSCR loan is, that you don't have to have low DTI, debt to income ratios, to qualify for funding. If you have a property that has equity and it's generating income, that income can be used opposed to what your personal income is. I have clients that don't know that they qualify for funding because their credit isn't the greatest. I mean, there are a lot of people that have misconceptions on funding. You don't have to have a perfect profile to get a loan. That's where we come in. We come in as your consultant. We're trying to set you up to be as, appealing as possible to the lenders, but sometimes we get, what we call hairy files. And there are lenders that will still give you money. My job is to get you in the kind of debt that's going to help you. I'm not in the business of just having people sign up with these terrible loan sharks.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Sierra Johnson, who is a senior advisor at Loan Geek. We're going to talk about creative financing, adding a personal touch to your business. I'm excited to get into it all. Thanks for being here, Sierra.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Yeah,
Excited.
so let's get into kind of your background and how you got into this industry.
So I've been in finance since 2012. It all started with good old Wells Fargo, being in collections, learning about debt and how people's lives surround it, essentially. Got out of the finance for a little bit, went into the assisted living world for some time. I was with a company called Brookdale for 9 years and found that my true passion is in finance. I'm good with numbers. I like money and I like talking about money and I like teaching people about money. So I got back in the finance world in 2021. And it was kind of something that just fell on my lap. I didn't really look for it, but it came to me and I took on the opportunity and I executed it well. I partnered with the owner of the company to stay within the same industry that he's in with another company he was running. And now I'm with that company called Geek, and we are growing, yet we're growing rapidly. We just won Broker of the Year for it was a private convention in Arizona that just went by, but we just won Broker of the Year, so that's exciting. It's bringing a lot of traction for us. But yeah, I've been in finance for quite some time now, but the actual role that I'm in right now, I've been doing this since 2021.
It's really exciting. And tell everyone a little more about Loan Geek and kind of what services you guys offer.
Absolutely. So right now, Loan Geek is a real estate finance advisor. Essentially, we're a consulting company. We help business owners obtain financing for real estate needs, mostly. We do have different ways to fund deals that don't necessarily have the purpose.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Of getting real estate or using real estate, but what we use to secure our loans has to be real estate. We have a partnership with unsecured financing in case, someone doesn't have any real estate to leverage. But for the most part, 95% of what we do is, in regards to finance for real estate. And we work with a lot of investors, business owners. If people have equity in their property that they want to pull out, we can find first and second position mortgages. I even have a third position product now. We do lines of credit. But everything that we do is based off of obviously everyone's different criterias, the type of properties, and just the story of what we're looking to do for them. We can get creative in many ways. I have clients that want to do a really good flip and put very little money down. We have, options where they don't have to put little to no money down. So we get pretty creative to try to get things done the way that will work best for both the lender and the client.
Amazing. I mean, there's a lot there, a lot of flexibility. And when people come to you, I'm sure you get a whole slew of people, but do they know what they want, or do you kind of guide the conversation and figure out something creative?
It's both. I get some people who have no idea what they're even looking to do. They just hear on an ad that you can get things done creatively. So it really just depends on the person. However, um, if someone comes in and say, "Hey, I have this amount of money. This is what my credit is. This is what I'm looking to do. Can you guys find a loan?" If it's realistic, we can get it done. If not, I'll try to find an alternative. I don't like telling people no. I feel like all leads and all opportunities do not die. They just eventually have to be reshaped, I should say. And like, again, creative financing is exactly that. It's creative. You have to think of a strategic way to get it done. So, if you own more than one property and one of the properties has a lot more equity than the other, we may be able to use that property, as long as you don't live there. So we get very, very deep into what it is that the client has going on and see what we can find that can fit their needs. Because our network of lending sources we're over like 256 different lenders, and that's including private lenders, larger, lending companies, private equity firms, I mean, we have it all. They've been, the owner of the company has done a really good job networking and signing up with some really dependable, strong lenders. So, we're pretty much very as creative as you're going to get in the brokerage world.
Do you find do you have any or do you sell anything or help people with anything that a lot of people don't even know is out there? Like, are there some kind of hidden gems in this world that you wish people knew a little bit more about?
100%. Yeah, I get folks that don't even know that they can pull out they can do a second position against their investment property. I get individuals that don't even know what a DSCR loan is, that you don't have to have low DTI, debt to income ratios, to qualify for funding. If you have a property that has equity and it's generating income, that income can be used opposed to what your personal income is. I have clients that don't know that they qualify for funding because their credit isn't the greatest. I mean,
Right.
there are a lot of people that have misconceptions on funding. You don't have to have a perfect profile to get a loan. That's where we come in. We come in as your consultant. We're trying to set you up to be as, appealing as possible to the lenders, but sometimes we get, what we call hairy files. And there are lenders that will still give you money. My job is to get you in the kind of debt that's going to help you. I'm not in the business of just having people sign up with these terrible loan sharks.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I think that it's important that my clients are educated on the debt that they get in. Because then you got people who are, I don't like to call them desperate, but that they will sign anything just to get some money in their hands. And I want to make sure that I feel good about the transactions that I close. I don't like putting people in debt that I know that they can't get out of or they're going to default on immediately. I kind of like want to really feel like I know this client enough to know that, hey, I don't want to put $500,000 in your pocket because you might like, I'm not in the business to putting people in a worse position that they're in already.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, and I feel like that's a very I'm sure it's makes you really stand out that that's the way you approach it, and I'm sure that helps even if it's not exactly what they wanna hear, it sets them up in the long
Right.
run for more success. Can we go into more, like, credit scores? 'Cause I do know that's a big thing for people. They don't know, what's the minimum? Do they think it's too low? Kind of what have you been seeing?
Yeah. So we don't have a minimum of who we will work with. However, I do let clients know that the higher the score, obviously, the better the terms. However, we have finance options that don't require your credit to even be pulled. It just really depends on the scenario and the amount of equity that we're leveraging. And then the clients also don't know the different credit scores that are out there. I hear all the time on Credit Karma, on this app it shows my score is here, and I always tell them if it's on an app that gets updated once every 3 months, it's not going to be inaccurate. What I've seen is the my FICO has been pretty accurate from what's coming back from what our lenders pull credit. But I always tell my clients to never trust the free apps. If it's free, it's probably not accurate. You always wanna get a reliable credit source. And you need to know what your credit score is on the mortgage level because there is a mortgage score, there's an automobile, or if you're like, looking for an automobile to finance score, there's credit card score. So there's different scores. My FICO does a really good job breaking each of those down. And that's what I usually refer them to go check. I say, hey, I'm not going to pull your credit because I'm not a broker that believes in pulling somebody's credit 6 times to get a loan. I get a lot of clients who come to me and say, yeah, the last person I was with had my credit pulled 4 times. Well, you just lost about 50 points just doing that. I'm not here to do that. I will have a soft pull at most just to give us an accurate idea if we have to do that. But for the most part, I tell them to go on this app, check your score, tell me what your middle score is, because that is what our lenders are going to look at. They're going to look at the mid score. They'll pull all three, and then whichever score is in the middle is the one that they're going to use for their pricing. But yeah, credit is it's a factor to determine whether you qualify for a more expensive loan or a less expensive, more competitive terms. And then the amount of loan to value, which is calculating the amount that we're lending you opposed to the value of the property. So that's a big important thing too, because if you have someone who has a very low credit score, they may not qualify for an 80% loan to value on a property that they want to buy. They may have to go to like 60%. So instead of putting 20% down, you'll be putting 40%. So credit score is a factor to the type of loan I can get you, but it doesn't necessarily determine whether I can get you funded or not because again, I have lenders that don't even pull credit. So
Yeah.
it's again creative financing.
Totally. Well, that's amazing. And I'm sure a lot of people come to you, kind of as you were saying, there are the people who don't really know what they want and, they're learning through you. How do you help people really understand what terms they're agreeing to? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people who kind of just
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Sign and, want the money right away.
100%. And that's what I take most pride in when it comes to what I do is educating. Um, One thing I learned growing up is never sign without reading something. It's just not smart to do, but I do understand in the nature of the world, speed and immediate satisfaction, for lack of better terms, is big. But I take pride in breaking down the terms. What we do is we will go out and get pricing, and then we will issue a term sheet, or what we call as a terms acknowledgement form. And this is something that will be very thorough to explain to you what to expect with the offer that we have. And I hop right on a call. We're getting right on a call. We're going to talk about it or in person, however I'm dealing with that client. And we're going to talk about the terms and any questions that you have. If I don't know the answer, I will find them out. And you can do that before you even decide to sign the term sheet. Um, I really am very, very big on you knowing what you're signing up for. Obviously, things change throughout a loan process from the time that it's originated to the time that it's actually closing. And my job, or what I take most pride in, is to make sure what I offer you is what I close you at. As long as everything that you told me is true. And there's no surprises that come up in the underwriting process. We try to get you what you got in the beginning at the end as well. But yeah, it's very important that your clients are aware of the term that you get, because the loan can determine whether or not the deal is good. If your debt is not good on the deal that you have for your transaction, you just screwed yourself. I have a lot of, flippers who get stuck in deals because they over leveraged themselves and they can't sell, or they have to take a loss. So it's very common to get in a bad, you know, transaction, and the debt is what's causing you to not make a profit on your sale. So my job, and what I take most pride in, is just to make sure that you are aware. This is what it is. This is how it looks. And if there's anything you do not understand, let's talk about it. I will explain it 7 different ways if I have to. Now, I
Uh-huh.
always advise clients, you have the opportunity to go get a lawyer, right? You can go on ChatGPT these days. So there is still a service that you could do yourself, but a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to go pay for lawyers, because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to pay that lawyer for every step of the way. You're gonna have to, every time you get a new document, they're gonna want to be paid to even read it over and explain it to you. Even using AI, there's ways to get things that you don't understand broken down more thorough. But there are clients that really truly just want that relationship with someone who knows that has their back, that can come in and negotiate fees, that can negotiate rates, that can actually go out and look for competitive offers in case, the first offer that they get they don't like. So it's a need for what we do, because there are people who simply just want somebody to call when they're ready to get money for our real estate. And I'm usually that go-to for the people that I work with. Everyone I work with comes right back. I
Uh-huh.
haven't had any clients that, I mean, I may have, I can't keep track, but for the most part, a lot of the people I work with are returning clients or personal referrals. Um, I've been very blessed with, keeping relationships very, very long term in this industry.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I think as investors are building out their team, it's so important to have someone like you who they can just keep going back to.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it seems like, just from everything you're saying, it seems like you really have a personal touch to what you
Yeah.
do, kind of in an industry that feels maybe a little like numbers based and maybe a little stiff. It seems like you really bring the personal touch to it. Can you just talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. So, the best part about what I do is I always feel like my clients leave out way more confident than what they felt coming in because they do come in with so many questions, concerns, and worries and hesitations. And there's sometimes where I don't even get the full story on the first call, right? They'll leave things out or they'll purposely not tell me things that could be very necessary to know in the beginning of a loan. So I really try to build a really personal rapport when I get on that phone call. The very first contact, I do a really I just want to be I want them to know I'm a person. I always try to make them understand that you're not just a file on my desk. You're not just a number. I give them my cell phone number. I tell them they can call me, they can text me. I'm a mom, so obviously I have a life outside of work. However, I'm very accessible. I don't have a 9 to 5 business hour time frame that you can reach me at. I tell them if you have a question at 11 o'clock at night and I just happen to be on my phone, I will answer it. So I really try to make it personal in the very beginning. Now, throughout the process, I always tell them, I said, look, we're either going to be very best friends throughout, or you're going to hate me and then love me at the end
Right.
because I'm still the middleman. I still have to be the one to come and ask for documents and help, push the loans through. But for the most part, I work for you, right? My job is to get your loan closed. So whatever that requires, I'm going to do it. But yeah, I think that having that rapport and just creating like a safe space for my clients is what keeps me from being consistent. Um, if you go on Loans Geeks, Google reviews, I have a lot that clients have so gracefully left for me simply because I really do take pride in keeping them happy throughout the process and making it as convenient as possible. I know that I get a lot of contractors who do deals and they hate paperwork. They can build you a 5,500 square foot 3-story house, beautiful, something I would never be able to do in a million years, but they struggle with just simple paperwork and just understanding like entity documents and how to get things filed with the Secretary of State. They just don't like to handle that kind of stuff. So I come in and I bridge that for them. And I have a great team of processors that helps me just to make sure everything is aligned. So we do a really good job just making it as convenient and streamlined as we possibly can, and just giving them that extra service because again, a client can go to a lender directly. Some lenders do direct consumer contact. However, clients don't know what to and what not to share with underwriters. Clients don't know what to and what not to, overly volunteer. Sometimes they make it harder on themselves when they tell too much of the story or provide too many documents. So, having someone like myself and my team, we know what they're going to look for. We know what they want to see and we know what they don't care to see. So it's a really good service for people and I always like I said clients come back to us all the time. They return they we are the go-to for some folks transactions. And I mean, we have people that can do 3, 4 transactions a year and they're only going to use Longy to do those transactions. So it's very personal when at least I try to make it personal across everyone as much as I can.
I love that. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you've given such great information, kind of helping people navigate this world a little bit better. Tell everyone where to find you and how to work with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am on LinkedIn, Sierra Johnson, Sierra like the mountains, Sierra. I am on Instagram. I have 2 different Instagrams that I'm using. One is Sierra underscore the Lone Lady, LOANLADY. And then I am also on my more of a personal page, but I still post about business related things. It's CSI underscore the THE broke, and then it's BROK, and then capital HER. So broke her.
Oh, I love that.
And yep, thank you. It's a little twist on the broker because I
Mhm.
really believe that, I'm doing a really great job in this industry. I really feel like I'm her when it comes to brokering.
Yeah,
I've learned the game really well.
I love that. I mean, I love broke
You.
her. That's awesome. Well,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much again. I think people probably had a lot of good takeaways from this. So thanks for being here.
And I'm happy to talk. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach me on any of those. And we can schedule a call and go on and see what we can do to help you with your next transaction.
Fabulous. Well, thank you everybody for listening, and please take Sierra up on that. I think she has a lot to share, and hope you learned a lot today, got some inspiration for your own business, and we will see you back next time. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.